we're talking about systems. Every year when we do All-Star Live, yesterday was case acceptance, and we also had leadership training for team. Just by a show of hands, who did case acceptance yesterday? All right, excellent. And what about leadership, team leadership? Oh, that's exciting. Yes. So that was a great program. We did a round of applause for Eric. What about Shelley and leadership? Huh? And so what we're doing is every year we do a different theme for All-Star Live. Last year we had a whole bunch of different, it was growth. This year is systems. So I would like to start out kind of defining what systems are for you, so we kind of set our day for the next few days. So take some notes. I tend to go pretty quickly when it comes to these slides and these processes, so you can kind of use this overlay in everything you do throughout this weekend. Repetition. I love this quote, repetition is the mother of skill, Tony Robbins. Often we hear, well, I heard that already. Well, I did that already. Well, do it again. That's mastery. And a few of these slides, you might have heard it before. You might have heard it yesterday, because Shelley's like, I did some of your things you're doing. I'm like, why did you take my stuff? So you'll see. It's okay. It makes you smarter. Tony Robbins, he said that. What is a system? Let's define. So a system is a structured approach that achieves a consistent, predictable outcome. And there's three elements of a system. The first is the process, the what. The second is the people, who's doing it. And the last step are the tools, the how. So this is a very simple model, and as you're learning systems throughout this weekend, think about these three aspects. See if you can identify what, how, and what, who, and how. Let's go through some examples. Let's say we do a morning routine. We all have different morning routines. Here's a good one. You wake up, that's nice. Meditation, we heard that's good for you, and some exercise. That's the what you're gonna do in your process. You then have who, in this case it's you. You're the part of the system. And the how are gonna be the tools. You might use an alarm, an app, a journal. So you can substitute your own morning routine. This is just to give you an example. I'll give you one other personal example. Inbox zero. Anybody here by show of hands, who has a ton of emails in their inbox? Okay. Who's cool like me and has like one or two or zero? All right, cool, you're on to that train, okay? So inbox zero is, let's see about this process. Well, I'm only gonna check 3 times a day. That's hard. But also, I'm gonna do something with every email that comes into my inbox. I'm not just gonna leave it there, because that's just more work. I keep looking at it. So I'm going to defer it, I'm gonna delegate it, delete it, or archive it. So you touch it once. When I worked for Tony Robbins and Chet Holmes, they taught us one of the principles was touch it once, don't do it again. Who, again, this is you. And inbox zero, we have AI now, we have filters, we have canned responses. All that can help us be more effective when it comes to our inbox. Make sense? Okay. Great call process. That's a process, that's a system. So what? It's the great call process. We're gonna begin our point process. By show of hand, any volunteer want to give me the great call process, what it stands for? Oh, come on, this is good. Yes, please.
Is it greet, rapport, ask,
and...
Missed the E.
Oh, we missed the E? G, greeting, R, rapport, E. We're helping, oh, no, who, anybody know? Right. You're halfway there. Right. Go ahead.
Greeting, rapport, engage, ask, and take a point.
How many points, MC?
50 points, 10 points.
Wow. All right. This you gotta know, guys. Heather's gonna be so sad that not everybody knows it verbatim. Okay? Very important. And the great call process, who's doing it? So we think it's just the admin team because it has to do with the phones. This can be adapted for every position in the office, okay? Because we greet people, right? Hygiene and assistance. We build rapport, which is the powerhouse of the great call process. We have to engage them. We sometimes make the appointment or the next step, and we're taking information. Every position needs to know the great call process because I know everybody's doing their online training 20 minutes a week, right? So every position, the All-Star program is skills-based, okay? So we're building on it. Find out how it can apply to us. So the how do we implement the great call process? How do we achieve mastery? Well, you're gonna record your phone calls, role play them, and they can be quick role plays, little by little to make sure we have mastery. Attributes of systems. First is consistency. We have sameness in what we're doing. So, Heather, Eric, they love Disney. They're Disney fanatics. Why do they love Disney? They're gonna get the same experience every time they go. They know that. Mickey, Minnie, and if you don't like Disney, then you'll get the same experience. So consistency is very important. Same thing in a dental office. We wanna have a consistent patient experience every time. From our marketing, so Omni helps with that, to when you call the office, to when you see the hygienist and the assistant and so on, everything has to be the same. Any part of that block that is not the same, you're gonna start to have inconsistent results. Consistency is very important. This next one is efficiency, time. We wanna be efficient with their time. Think UPS routing software. If UPS would have 2 packages to deliver in Austin, they do one in Austin, they go to Dallas and back to Austin, it's not efficient, right? So they're using technology AI to be efficient. Same thing in the dental office. We wanna be efficient with our scheduling and everything we do. Next is scalability. How do we grow? Think IKEA. Everything they do is standardized. For them to build a new IKEA store, they have models for that. If you're gonna copy and paste an operatory, okay, do you have models for that? Do you have a system to be able to scale and grow? We see with these awards, a lot of people are growing. Well, they have scalability systems. And the last is reduce stress and energy. We don't wanna expend unnecessary energy. So think about Amazon, one click. There's no barrier, you just buy it. So in your practice, think about what are areas of the patient experience where I'm making it more complicated where it doesn't have to be. So we're gonna cover some business systems and some personal systems. Business systems. There's a picture of me. I look exactly the same. But that's me speaking with Michael Gerber. We spoke on stage in Vegas over 10 years ago. And he is known as the father of business systems. He wrote the book E-Myth Revisited. And so the foundational concept of E-Myth is working on your business versus in your business. Okay, this is a very broad overlay. In your business is your daily responsibilities and tasks. On your business is going to be growth, innovation, long-term vision. Let's look at some examples. So in your business are the dental procedures. On your business would be like dental marketing. How are we going to, we have patients now in your business, but how are we going to get more patients in the future? Or referral systems or so on. In your business is answering the phone. Got to do it. On your business is phone training. And we all do phone training, and we love Heather's program. So phone training is working on your business. Billing in your business. Insurance in your business. On your business is being here. All-Star Live. Yay, right? We're here. Just as a summary, in your business keeps you busy, doesn't necessarily grow your business. On your business is what you use to grow and scale practices. Action. Dedicate more resources for on the business growth. And you can use on and in business and personal as well. Just think about now versus what am I going to do to improve my future on your business. The Pareto principle. I saw it in the manual of case acceptance yesterday. I found a typo if you saw it, but it was okay. Great program. I know, Shelley's gonna say, why did you say that? No, okay. So, Pareto principle, Pareto, he's an economist, Italian economist, and he found that 20% of your efforts lead to 80% of your results. So it's not a woo-woo thing, this is actual science. We see this across systems. And so, we find 20% of your patients generate 80% of your results. 20% of the procedures provide 80% of your profit. 20% of your marketing provides 80% of qualified leads, and 20% of team members provide 80% of the results and tasks. And the 20% are you guys, right? You're here. You're the 20%. Action. Examine what is the 20% that is giving you the greatest results in your life and in your business. Think about that. Could be the 10% that's providing 90. It could be the 30 that's providing 70. You get the point. It's not symmetrical. It's not everything you do provides the exact same results. So if we want to be efficient, we have to figure out what is giving us the best result. The next is consistency over intensity. This is a concept that comes from Atomic Habits, James Clear. I know Eric talked a lot about that in Case Acceptance. Small habits, when repeated consistently, create remarkable results. So think about, this is the James Clear's model, weekly 20 minutes, okay? You've heard that before. I'll say it again and again and again. 20 minutes is amazing. You're going to get more results doing 5 hours in one sitting versus 20 minutes a week. It gives you time to do it. It was interesting. When I was in college, I was a study skills specialist. And I barely got into the college I wanted to go to because my SAT wasn't high enough, but my GPA was fine. I graduated summa cum laude, and people thought, whoa, you're so smart. Well, it was because I learned to study. It was little by little. I never crammed. That's how you retain information. So think about an agenda in your practice. Celebrate small wins. Isn't it amazing? It's these little things that get you really excited about life. You achieve this great aspiration. You're like, oh, okay. You know, you thought it was going to be this great feeling, but it's the small things that matter. Do that in your practice. Teach one skill at a time. Quick role plays, like I mentioned before. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out process. It could be E in the great call process. Let's talk about an engagement point. And micro goals. Set micro, small goals. The Compound Effect. Great book, Darren Hardy. Similar to Atomic Habits in this effect, but really focusing on the power of compounding. These small daily tasks create massive results. And I want to give you examples of this. Very powerful. Compound interest. If you invest $500 a month at 8% interest over 35 years, that's $1 million. So when we talk about compound interest, we have Oppenheimer Group. These are investment advisors. They do a lot better than 8% typically. But I want you to understand that just putting away a little bit of money at a time, and the younger you are, the better. The less you have to put away, and the compounding works. You also have, if you skip 125 calories a day, a banana, an apple, those are healthy, or something else that isn't healthy, you will lose 33 pounds in 3 years. Just by a little bit. If you read 10 pages a night, that's 12 books a year. You're smart. Compound effect. So think about what can you compound in your life and in your business? What are some things, some activities, some habits you can do little by little? All right, let's go to personal systems. Tony Robbins' 6 human needs. My guy, Tony. So Tony has these 6 human needs. And the concept behind this is if you're able to achieve 4 out of these 6 human needs, he calls it like a quasi-addiction, a good addiction in a sense, in terms of whatever you attach it to. So the 6 human needs are certainty, which means security, predictability. I know what I'm going to get. So in a dental practice, I'm getting a paycheck. At work, I get this effect, right? That's important. We all tend to like security and certainty. Then we have variety. We want adventure. We want something new. We don't want too much certainty. So you'll see that certainty and variety kind of, they straddle. They fight for attention, right? So if you have too much certainty, your life is kind of boring. If you have too much variety, you have no foundation, and it can be scary. So you need a combination. Part of these live events is variety and fun, something different. The certainty is you're going to get some great knowledge. The variety is we got to mix it up. Have little sound effects, right? Sound effect. Yeah. Like it makes it like something different. But if he's doing that over and over again, it's like, stop it. I want to learn something. Okay? So that's important. And you can apply this, again, in anything you do. The next is significance or recognition. Right? Notice why we did these rewards. How did that make all of you feel that your office was recognized? Look at me. I'm significant. That's important. On the other side, we want connection. Those are the hugs that you got from Heather and, well, Heather will give you a hug later, but for Shelley and Eric. Connection to someone, belonging, I'm part of something. All-Star Dental Academy, my practice. But if you have too much significance, again, it's hard to connect to people. I'm a JD MBA, look at that. I mean, then it's like, I don't want to talk to you. It's nice that I have that. So the more you're on significance, the less connection you're gonna make. Sometimes you can have too much connection where you're always doing for other people. There's a lot of you out there. I know Eric would say in the DISC profile, the S's, they give so much to people, but are they getting the significance? So too much connection, you can be weak on significance and recognition. So we want to balance those needs. Then Tony Robbins has these final two needs, which he calls the spiritual needs, which are going to be growth, self-improvement. Again, we're here at an event. We're improving ourselves. But I want you to be focusing on improving yourselves intentionally. Don't just let it happen to you. Oh, look what happened. I'm here to improve myself, to grow as a person. And then you have contribution. What am I giving back? What's my legacy? How can I help others? And how cool is it that in this scenario, you can get all these needs met at this event? So we're intentional about it. We just don't go and do it. We have those needs. So think about that overlay. Action. Think about the human needs. How can I satisfy these needs in my personal life, in my business, with my team, with my friends and family? The more that you can get your needs met, and the more that you can get the people around you, their needs met, it's a game changer. Power and full engagement. I did this presentation 2 or 3 years ago just on the power and full engagement. I'm going to summarize it for you. So we're going to do some points here. If I had more what, I can get more done. Hand. Yes. We have more time. What's that? I'm going to give you 10 points, but it's the wrong answer. Yes. Money. Okay, 5 points, but the wrong answer. So you're going to go on and on about this. It's energy. If I had more energy, I can get more done. I can give you more time, but if you're burnt out, you're not getting anything done. So the power and full engagement, this book they did research on athletes and then businesses to see how to get peak performance. And actually what's interesting is it's easier with athletes to avoid burnout. Eric was talking about yesterday that his wife, which is our lead therapeutic coach, specializes in reducing burnout. But what's the problem? Athletes have rest periods. Professionals, we don't. We keep going and going and going. And so this was applied from athletics to personal. So I'm going to give you 4 energy pillars that you can look at to help improve your energy and hence more productivity to drive your systems. So physical, 4 gifts. And you know a lot of this already. I'm not going to go through it. We need sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I heard one of the, Julian goes, I'll need 1 hour. And his brother's like, no, what's wrong with you? 1 hour isn't going to cut it, buddy. Science, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Otherwise, you're not going to be productive, not happy. Diet, eat well, fruits and vegetables, not processed foods, duh. Hydration, drink a lot of water. I work with a personal trainer, and she gets on me about drink water. We're like, what, 80% water or something? The scientists will confirm that. Exercise. Motion creates emotion. Move. It helps you. Important. So you can, again, this is a lifetime of study of improving physicality. But just know to give attention to physical well-being. Okay? Then we have emotional well-being. Critical. And I put an example of self-compassion. We're so hard on ourselves. Many of us have an inner critic. We're raised with shame and guilt in these processes. And what's scary is a lot of us don't even recognize it. If you can go on that journey where you can see those programs. I have a book coming out next year. I'm excited I got a publisher, yay. Yeah, that's right, yeah. And in the book, it's called My Uncle the Magician. And in the book, my uncle, He says this analogy that since we were little, we were put in a cage. We were told no. Everybody was saying what we were limited at. You can't do that. And so we have to find, I'm getting all chills on that. But we have to be able to find a way to break through that, okay? And just go easy on yourself. It's a whole journey. It doesn't happen in a day. Then we have mental, the mental faculty of energy. And that's going to be using self-talk and visualization. Yesterday in case acceptance, Eric continued this mantra of what you want to track, what you want to say over and over and over again. Our mind is a computer. It's going to take literally what you put into it. So if you keep saying, I can't do it, it's going to say, okay, I'm going to make sure you can't do it. You ever are saying, I can't find something. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And it's right in front of you. Because your mind doesn't want to fight with you. If you say you can't find it, it's going to make sure you can't find it. So self-talk, visualization. And I know it's hard. Our mind tends to go to the negative because that's our limbic brain. And don't get mad at it. It was designed to protect you from predators, okay, and other things. But have compassion even for the fact that you are mad at yourself. It's okay. So back to self-compassion. And lastly, purpose, okay, or spirituality, meaning, values, legacy. What's amazing about this energy is that if you can master and get in touch with purpose energy, you can overcome some deficits in the other area. You need them all, but this one is transformational. So pick one energy pillar. There's a lot there, there's 4, and say, what can I improve on that area, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, okay, mental, or purpose spiritual. Think about that in some areas you can do. Again, we want to be intentional with everything that we do. Let's bring it all together now. Success is not built on massive actions. It is systems and progress. The paradigm of a system, you need the what, the process, the who, the people, and the how, the tools. That is a system. We want to think about those attributes of a system. Consistency, sameness. Efficiency, time. Scalability, growth. And reduce stress, energy. Takes pictures. Pictures. That's everything. So your action steps today. Focus more on your business versus just in your business. Prioritize the 20% that gives you 80% of results in your life. Train little by little, but consistency, okay? And it could be training or a habit that you're doing. Examine your 6 human needs. Find out how you can apply it in all that you do. Compound your efforts in life and business, and pick an energy pillar or 2 and find ways to improve it. When your systems work, you don't have to. Build systems today for freedom tomorrow. Thank you.